boatyard down there. I remember that from the past. There are walks around, by the way, that I would go on if I was going to make my way back to Kinks and Seymour. You pick up a path around about here with it, and you go round and you follow it round, and you go past. You go along there around the edge and pick up the path there, and there's the golf course there. There's the golf course. Right in the distance, I see Crooks Peak. I see Mendip Hills with Rowbarrow Warren. I can see all this because I know it. Our lovely Weston-super-Mare Hill Fort, Steep Home, Flat Home, Wells, Sand Bay. There, those little lumps there. Sand Bay. St Thomas Point. Usually I'm standing over there, looking over here. That's where I normally am. I'm most of the time over there, standing in a field, looking over here. And I've kept saying for ages, I must go to Clevedon for the day. That's what I've done. There's that building again. That was so close to here, but I wanted to do a bit more of the walk. I didn't want to miss any. So here we've got a seat. Who's this dedicated to? Barbara, Mike and the Graham family. That's Barbara and Mike and the Graham. Love this place. Rest, enjoy and give thanks. It's dedicated to them. And there's one up there as well, but I'm not going to climb up there. So here we are. Nice spot to sit, reflect. Look at the mud flats. Aren't they gorgeous? We've got such a muddy river. But it's not just one river. It's the River Severn, the main river. The Bristol Channel is made up of numerous rivers. And of course they churn everything up. And that's what creates the mud. Now down there I can see ashes of people. People have had their ashes scattered here. You can see their ashes down there. Yeah, and there. People have their ashes scattered here. You love this place. Yeah, I'm not going to walk. I'm not doing a lot today. That would be a separate walk. Doing that walk over there, which I've cycled and walked loads of times. Oh, here's like a harbour wall here. And I noticed some steps. Can't see them now, but beyond that, where that pigeon is, there's some steps going up. That probably lead up to that seat I was on earlier, but it might not be safe anymore doing that. Looks a bit too dodgy. Plants clinging to the rock surface, look. A bit like wild kyle parsley. I've got a name, I've got it written down somewhere. And this is all, you can see where this was once more concrete and it's broken up with tides, repeated tides coming in and out. I've gradually smashed it up, but this was probably more like concrete and stuff going out to a bigger harbour area once. That's the Bristol Channel, made up of many rivers, churning it up. That's why it's always so muddy. It's like one big estuary, really. That's why it's so muddy. It's not actually the sea. That is River Severn, with loads of rivers pouring into it. And I could say, Banwell, Axe. Oh, there's so many, you know. Really so many. Brew, Parrot, and all the Welsh ones. There's all the Welsh ones as well. I won't be doing many more videos now on this trip, this little visit today, because my car is not really far away now, and I might have a quick look around the graveyard, the other graveyard. Well, like I said, there's the walk along there all the way round, and you can walk all the way back to Yatton. Kingston Seymour, actually. You can walk to Kingston Seymour. I mean, you can just stroll down around this little bit if you wanted to. You know, a lot of history here. A lot of history. It's like almost built like a fortress, isn't it, that wall? Keeping out the sea. And if you think about it, the tsunami 400 years ago, that wall wasn't there 400 years ago. There could have been something else there, though. And the shape of a boat there, isn't it? Bottom of a boat. And of course, here's a river here. I can't remember what it's called now. Yo. Could be Y-E-O, the Yo River. If not, it's a tributary. It's a tributary. Sluice gates there. And I expect that gets quite full when the tide comes in. Because don't forget, this is a tidal area. So there's lots of water. Be back later. And all these plants seem to be able to cope with it. This sort of marine heather, I call it, but it's got a proper name. I make my own names up. Yeah, someone sat on the seat I was on earlier, up the top there. Enjoying the view. Like I said, there's steps going up, which are probably too dangerous to do now. Right then, folks, I'm going to turn off now. Over now to Sheila. And the church is up there. But I remember doing this graveyard on behalf of Bill Kingston, Dave Coley and Albert Yude. I remember doing the graveyard when I was doing some family tree. So there's even Dracula. I think it's either Dracula or another horror name that's buried in here. I can't remember where. It's quite a big graveyard, but I have got probably photos and images somewhere tucked away. I definitely saved a disc of this place. I did it quite thoroughly in the past. Right, over now, by pure accident, this grave here, in loving memory of Margaret Leakey, who died November the 6th, 1885. Also her beloved husband, George Leakey, who died November the 29th, 1901. So there's a Leakey grave, Tamsin Leakey. These could be related to you. There were Somerset Leakeys. I already found a connection with my cousin in Barbara, well, she's passed now, but her Somerset family married into Leakeys. I don't know what the connection is with the Somerset Leakeys with you yet, though. That's an old one. 1885. It's lasted a while, hasn't it? Yeah, there's a big batch of Leakeys down this way. It would give me another day to come out, actually, and do this graveyard properly again. So obviously I've been looking for different names over the years, and then things surface. I've just stumbled across that by pure accident. By pure accident, I'm looking for that. Yeah, they look sort of new and old mixed. And that is an old grave. That's what I just stumbled across there. There it is there. That's a Leakey grave. And that could have been a footstone, that bit, you know, and it might possibly have had so Margaret Leakey, her husband was George Leakey, and he died in 1901. It's so easy to find these people. I've only got to look them up in the census for 1881, 1891, you know, all that, and I can track people just like that. Right, so we'll just carry on. What we're going, I'm not going far. I'm going up to that pillar there, maybe that one over there. Then I'm coming back round down. There was a one stone, but I can't remember where it is. But there was one stone that was it was either Dracula or it was something really weird. I've got it written down. I've got it at home, but I just thought, well, I might see it again, you know. There's so much to do. I mean, really, I like being up in Suffolk and Cambridge doing this, because they're my lots are all up there, you know. I have got people down here. I've got quite a few in Milton Cemetery, actually. Milton Road Cemetery. I keep forgetting to make a note of their alternative names. It's funny I got drawn to that Leakey grave though, isn't it? Out of all these, I got drawn to that Leakey grave. Now, what happened was there's a Ude grave, Trisha Ude, and she could have been a relative of an old person I knew, Albert Ude. He used to go in our local pub a lot, and you know, had all of us used to have some good sing-alongs in there. And oh, she died young, didn't she? Age 21. A child of the universe. Harriet Ann Shelley, age 21, with an old-fashioned type style angel. Isn't that nice? So young. So young. Anyway, I'm going to turn off, folks. If I come across anything, I'll turn it back on again. If I find... But I'm not really doing a thorough look. Over and out.